It's no secret that Idaho is the fastest growing state in the nation. There's new construction, it seems, on just about every corner. And with that comes the need for construction workers, framers, and even landscapers. But one local business is finding the need for skilled workers is becoming so desperate, businesses are willing to go to shady lengths to fill those positions. Lacey Darrow explains.
With growth booming on just about every corner in the Treasure Valley, it's leading to things blooming on just about every corner. Landscapers have been slammed with work.
It's just really gone through the roof here.
And while businesses should be celebrating the need for their services, there's one problem.
There is just so much work in the valley, and there's so few skilled workers to hire.
The unemployment rate is extremely low right now. Most everyone who wants a job is able to get one, leaving companies left to fight over hard-to-find skilled workers.
I don't know that it's ever been this bad.
Sometimes even stooping to try to steal workers from other companies while they're on the job.
You know, people will stop on a job site, say, I'll pay you $1 more, offer to pay cash under the table, things like that.
A move that's upsetting to those who are trying to be good stewards of business.
You know, there's a code of ethics that we all try to live by that have been around this industry for a long time, and that's not the way to do it.
Just in the past year, those at Franz Whitty say they've had to increase their base pay by around $5, make sure that they have competitive benefits, and they're a great place to work. But they're still in need of around 8 additional workers.
We have people here that it's their job to go out and sell and get work, and they can't do their job because they don't have the crews to build that work if we do get it.
And with a booming economy and a blooming industry, this should be the best time for business.
It's interesting, with as much work as we have right now, you know, it is a struggle to make money, to be profitable.
Lacey Darrow, 6 on your side.
Still ahead on 6 on your side, President Trump responds to the growing number of newly built tent cities along the U.S.-Mexico border.
And there are clouds over southern Idaho, an area of low pressure spinning its wheels, and that will lead to a wet Father's Day for many. Where showers are most likely and how long they will last, coming up next.
Now, Steve Liebenthal with the On Your Side forecast.
And temperatures below average right now here in southern Idaho. It will be even cooler tomorrow. We see some cloud cover here, but not much in the way of showers or thunderstorms over the valley right now. And that's partly because there's just not that much moisture in the atmosphere. The humidity is sitting at 22% right now, and we do have low pressure that continues to fall, and some moisture will come into the picture over the next 24 hours, and that's why we have a good chance of those showers and thunderstorms showing up in southern Idaho. Here's a look at the mountains. Stanley with some cloud cover, some thunderstorms, especially to the east off toward the Bitterroot Range in Montana. We're seeing some thunderstorms there also over the Clearwater Mountains, and just north of McCall we're seeing a few thunderstorms. And here's the look at McCall. You can see mostly clear skies right now, but notice the clouds off to the north. Some people enjoying the afternoon on the deck here in the sunshine that is coming and going in mountain locations, but there will be less sunshine tomorrow than there was today. And it's only 60 degrees right now in Stanley, only 61 right now in McCall. So if you have friends who are camping up in the high country this weekend, hopefully they took the rain gear and the heavy sleeping bag, because it is pretty chilly for this time of year. Here you see that counterclockwise rotation in the clouds and the showers, and again some thunderstorms developing over eastern Oregon, and we could see a thunderstorm develop. There will be a line of thunderstorms possible from Boise up toward the Stanley area as we move into the evening. Around 9 o'clock this evening we have that possibility. This area of low pressure right here spinning its wheels, and then there's one off the Oregon coast right now that's going to draw some moisture into the picture, so our humidity levels will be rising, and with more available moisture, a pretty good chance we will see some showers. And here's that future cast showing that line of showers that I was talking about. Notice there's not a lot there in Boise. This is around tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock, and then the possibility of thunderstorms developing tomorrow afternoon and evening. 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, a very good chance of some thunderstorms and the possibility of rain off and on throughout the day. So Father's Day enjoyment may be best enjoyed inside tomorrow, because there's a good chance of that rain. Afternoon highs will only be in the upper 60s and low 70s. That's around 10 degrees cooler than average for this time of year, so we're calling it cool. And again, that possibility of afternoon thunderstorms. West Central Mountains, rain and thunderstorms possible. Afternoon highs only making to the 60s even at the lower elevations, and again only around 61 for the afternoon high in McCall. And we're expecting chilly temperatures in the East Central Mountains as well. 62 in Stanley. Rain and thunderstorms possible in the afternoon. In the Magic Valley, a possibility of showers, but notice it's only in the 20% range, and it will actually be warmer there than it will in southwest Idaho. That's today, or rather tomorrow, but that'll change on Monday. We'll warm up a little bit on Monday. That warming trend will continue throughout the weekend. By next weekend, we're warmer than average.
Look at that, back up into the mid 80s, and I'm sure it might go up a few more degrees right by the end of the week.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Steve. Coming up next on 6 on Your Side, the president blames Democrats for immigration issues. That story after the break.
6 on Your Side at 5:30 continues now.
The man who ran President Trump's presidential campaign for months woke up in jail this morning. Paul Manafort was carted off to jail yesterday to await trial. Some of the charges he faces include money laundering, fraud, and allegations that he denies. This is all part of the Russia investigation. ABC's Pierre Thomas has more.
Paul Manafort facing jeering onlookers in what could be his last moments of freedom before his trial. And that's exactly what happened. Federal Judge Amy Berman Jackson revoked Manafort's bail, immediately sending him to jail. Already under house arrest with travel restrictions in connection with money laundering and bank fraud charges, the former Trump campaign chairman was recently accused of obstruction of justice. The special counsel claims that Manafort and a man the FBI says has ties to Russian intelligence contacted 2 witnesses and attempted to get them to lie. Expressing her frustration with the alleged conduct, Judge Berman told Manafort, "I have no appetite for this. In the end, I can't turn a blind eye to these allegations." With that, Manafort was escorted out of the court as his shocked wife and friends looked on. A jarring moment. The U.S. Marshals later handed his belt, tie, and wallet to his wife.
Are you going to visit Paul in prison?
His lawyers quickly left the courthouse, declining comment.
No comment.
Earlier that morning, President Trump, aware of what Manafort was facing, sought to distance himself.
Manafort has nothing to do with our campaign. He worked for me, for 49 days or something? A very short period of time.
But Manafort was actually with the campaign 143 days and played a key role in guiding then-candidate Trump through the convention.
And Paul Manafort has done an amazing job. He's here someplace. Where's Paul? Paul Manafort.
By the afternoon, it was clear the president, too, was caught off guard. Tweeting, "Wow, what a tough sentence for Paul Manafort." Though Manafort has not been convicted or sentenced, didn't know Manafort was the head of the mob. Very unfair.
Pierre Thomas reporting. As Manafort sits in jail, there are indications that Robert Mueller may have his sights set on Michael Cohen, another member of the Trump team. A former member of the Ukrainian parliament who appeared before Mueller's grand jury last week tells ABC News that based on the questioning, he believes prosecutors are still interested in the president's former attorney. Sources say that he is likely to cooperate, but the president insists he's not worried. Court filings revealed that the FBI has now accessed encrypted data stored on Cohen's phones and have reconstructed 16 pages of documents found in a shredder during the April raid on his office and home. Now to the battle over immigration. As the number of people in newly built tent cities along the U.S.-Mexico border increases, so does the concerns about the well-being of the children. Plus, President Trump is sounding off about who he thinks is responsible for all of this. ABC's Linda Lopez has the story.
A new beginning for relations.
In his weekly address Saturday, President Trump appearing to shift the focus of the immigration debate from the separation of families to dangerous gangs.
MS-13 gang members are truly, and you've heard me say it, animals. And yet Nancy Pelosi and Washington Democrats continue to protect them and to push for open borders.
The president blaming Democrats for soft policies that he claims allowed the gang members to enter, but blaming the separation of families policy on the Democrats may be a harder sell.
The president, with one swipe of his pen, could end this policy tomorrow.
The Department of Homeland Security announcing in the past 2 months, nearly 2,000 children have been separated from their parents at the border. Those children held in tent cities like this one in Tornillo, Texas, outside El Paso. And even before the government released those numbers, leaders in the president's own party voicing concern.
We don't want kids to be separated from their parents.
This week, a number of protests called for an end to the separations, a notion echoed by residents near the El Paso border.
All we're doing is making their lives harder once they get here, and essentially traumatizing their children for life.
I think they're